Work hard, rock harder. The show that reveals how to get your band the success it deserves. Join Blasco and me, Seth, as we break down how to get more fans, more money, and not get screwed doing it.
Hello, I'm Chris Seth Jackson from HowToRunABand.com, and welcome to another episode of Work Hard, Rock Harder. And really don't have much of a script for what I'm going to do today. I know I'm going to be talking about pay to play sucks because someone asked about that on my Facebook page today, so I'm going to talk about that for sure. But I guess I'm going to kick this off with, let's see, a couple of questions people have asked. First of all, Oscar Turner sent me something. He asked about where to get some of the best places to buy merch. So don't have a lot of suggestions in there because for t-shirts I use a local person to do t-shirts. So I don't really have a lot of suggestions, but I can go over a couple things that I liked. So one of those things was 123stickers.com, and the reason I like them is because they have these weird deals on like off-color stickers. So like metallic silver and black stickers, you can get a ton of those for really, really cheap. So I like going to 123stickers.com. They have some cool stuff. There's also stickerguy.com. I've ordered a few stickers from that place, and it was cool. Got my stickers. They worked fine. People love them. My fans love them. So stickerguide.com. And, oh, by the way, I was going to give a shout out for Oscar Turner's band, Pending. You can find that at facebook.com, a fickle pending band. And I'm going to make fun of him again. It's not official. It's a fickle pending band. OFFICAL pending band. And, yeah, he's going to so hate me. He's going to wish he never, Oscar's going to wish he never emailed me with a misspelled name. Anyway, to keep answering that question, there's esigns.com, which I got a vinyl banner from esigns.com. That's ESIGNS.com. I got this huge vinyl banner for my band. It just has the logo, the name of the band on it. It's like a big, long, rectangular thing. Huge. It's obnoxious. Like all the videos you see of my band, like Shaplosion, the name of the band is just in the background of everything. And it only cost me $60. So it was like the banner only cost like $49, and then all the shipping and handling cost another $10. esigns.com. It was $60. All right, an order of t-shirts at the minimum cost over $100. You know, for just one sign, or for a vinyl banner that's going to last you every freaking show for only $60? Fuck yeah, do it. Okay, uncomfortable pause. And here's a couple of things I've wanted to try and I never tried. But there's where? Oh shit, I forgot one. Here's another cheap, cool thing you can get from merch booth. It's called TotallyBeerKoozies.com. And I got a whole bunch of cool beer koozies for my band. And those of you unfamiliar with beer koozies, they're just a thing that goes, a little sleeve that goes around your beer or your soda that helps keep your beer cold or your soda cold and or keeps the can cold. And TotallyBeerKoozies.com lets you put your own logo on the thing. You can choose different colors. You can do a bunch of cool little stuff. And it's a little bit of a personalized service because I remember I had to like email a particular person the design and all this weird stuff and some back and forth in email. So it wasn't fully automated on their site. Maybe they're fully automated now because it's been a while. But yeah, I love my beer koozies. People at the shows love the beer koozies. So TotallyBeerKoozies.com. And then there's a couple things here I would love to try out. First one is CafePress, and the other one is Zazzle. And I don't want to use these for actually making money. I want to use these for testing ideas. And what these two sites do, they let you just upload a design and they'll just print the shirts on demand. So if you only want one t-shirt, they'll print it on demand and then send it to you. And the reason I want these shirts is really to test out ideas. I just want to buy one shirt. So instead of paying $100 for a batch of shirts that aren't going to sell, I pay 15 to $20 to get one shirt to see if it sells. I still think it's too expensive, but that's why I haven't tried it yet, because I still think it's too expensive for one t-shirt. But who knows? Or you might design the shirt or design mugs or design whatever else you want and put it on your Facebook page and see if people like it. You never know. Or see if anyone will buy it from your website or from your Facebook post. And if they buy it there, it might be worth actually going out and getting a better price than CafePress or Zazzle. Find some place that does things way cheaper if you order in bulk, and check it out. And I like testing things before diving into it, because if you just don't want to spend like hundreds of dollars on something that doesn't sell, because that sucks. You just want to get the thing for the cheapest amount of money possible, try it out, see if people actually buy it, and if they don't, whatever, you didn't lose that much money. You learned a lot about what your fans won't buy, and you move on and you try the different things. So that's why I like CafePress and Zazzle. They let you put together your own merchandise items, and it's not price effective, but whatever. It's fun. You can try it out, see if it works. I've tried out they have little shops you can make. So you can put a whole bunch of your stuff on these two sites. You can embed it in your website. And next thing you know, you have a store online for your website. I don't personally like it because, as I said before, the cost that isn't there. I mean, you have to sell your stuff for really expensive in order to make any profit. So I wouldn't use this stuff for profit. I would use it just to see if people actually want it. But you can still put it on your site and see if people want the stuff, and then you can actually buy it in bulk and then email it from your living room. Email it from you. Did I just say email it from your living room? This is how weird I am with technology now. But ship it from your house. Go take it to the UPS. Ship that bad boy. You know what? I am having some wine because I have a lot of wine left over. Oh, by the way, I got a shitty haircut. That's all I got to say about that. Is that I kind of wanted my old haircut, but I was looking a little bit too much like Nick Nolte. And so I wanted to down a little bit, and I just didn't give the right instructions to the barber, and she just went. Next thing I know, I came out with a Justin Bieber do. A Justin Bieber do, or whatever is on my head right now. That's what I got. I'm stuck with it. So yeah, always go into the barber shop with well, never get your hair done the day of your photo shoot or the day of playing a show or doing a music video, because you're going to get something shitty like it's on my head, and you're going to regret it forever, because you're going to pay $100 or a few $100 or $1,000 for that video or photo shoot, and yeah, you're going to have a shitty haircut. So I told you I was going to be random today. Here's an example of random. Drinking wine. I just spent February being sober, which was cool for me. It usually casually drinking a lot, sometimes not so casually drinking. So taking February off helped me reset myself, helped me give me some new tools for handling being sober and dealing with it, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. So any of you out there that, in the music scene, we party a lot, and sometimes that partying can go a little bit too far. So I suggest give yourself a month break. It might not be as thrilling as you'd like it to be, because, alcohol adds that element of excitement, but it gives you different tools to do things. I like get those non-alcoholic beers when I went to the clubs, so I could just chill with the non-alcoholic beer. It gave me the sensation that I was drinking a beer, so it worked out. I enjoyed it. And every other month, I'm going to not drink. It really does help me focus, help me be more productive, and help me save money. I highly recommend taking every other month off. And that way you don't destroy yourself. And it gives you the tools so when you do go on tour that you don't think you need to drink yourself stupid. When you're going on tour, you should be fully focusing on getting new fans, getting emails, and doing some business. Unlike me, which I got drunk every night, and I can't remember any of the people I met, except for like 3. And that's because I woke up at their house the next day sober. Is this even an episode? Okay, all right, next up. So, Oak Record Studio. They asked how bands can do proper accounting on the road, deductions, business registration, the whole bit. You know what? That is a great question, and I don't have the answer at all. That one, get an accountant. If I put up a blog post about this crap, one, call me full of shit because I'm not trained in it. Get an accountant, get a lawyer, get a business lawyer, get a business accountant, set yourself up as a business, and do what they tell you. Because you can do it yourself. You can become an LLC for your band. You can start doing all these things yourself. However, if you're doing it wrong, it can come around and screw you. It can screw you in tax deductions. You can get audited. You can get completely screwed. So that reminds me of Thorny Bleeder. That's Brian Thompson and Michael Brandvold. They had their own podcast on the Music Biz Weekly, where they were talking about a band that had $10,000, and they were asking, what should we do with this $10,000? How can we use it to promote ourselves and all this good stuff? And the great answer from their part was, put it back in the gas tank. But I would add, take some of that money and put it towards setting yourself up business-wise. Get a business attorney. Get a entertainment attorney. And, the entertainment attorney, you get legal things drawn up between your bandmates and yourself about who writes the songs, what happens if someone leaves the band, what if, things don't turn out so friendly between your bandmates, how are things going to be split up, your royalties, all the other good shit, and publishing rights. Get someone who knows what they're doing, sign an agreement with them, then get your band set up as a business. Get someone who can form your band as an LLC or some other limited liability corp. And it's gonna cost you a pretty penny to get this stuff all set up. I think you're going to be looking at $700 to $1,000 just for the accounting part of it, and the accounting on the business lawyer to get the stuff set up. But I mean, if you do it yourself on this, there's certain things you shouldn't do yourself, and that's one of them. I tried setting up an LLC with How to Run a Band, and turns out I did it completely wrong. And I just wasted money in the whole setup process because I couldn't use it. Because just the way I handled it meant that I messed it up and just screwed the pooch on that one. So yeah, if you want to have a long time being in business, getting tax deductions, doing things properly, and even using like your gasoline for tours, and you're changing strings and drum heads and eating on the road, or all that stuff can be business expenses. So, but you need to have it set up properly. But before you do that, something cheap you can do is just start your own band's bank account. It doesn't need to be a business account. It can just be a band bank account. Put one person in the band in charge of it, and it's a good, safe place to keep your money and start throwing your money towards. You can, once you have your own bank account, you can also open up your own PayPal account, or you can also set up, stuff with CDBaby. So when you're selling your CDs, that money goes into that account. And that way you know how much money your band has, how much you're spending each month and for your website and all that good stuff. It's a great way to keep track of what you're doing. And then once you can see visually what you're doing, what your expenses are. Pop open an Excel business, Excel, not Excel, either an Excel worksheet, or I use Google spreadsheets. It's free. And just start keeping track of your expenses on a monthly basis. And what your monthly expenses are, so that means now you can figure out how much you need to make per month just to cover your bottom line, and then you can start working up from there. So that's all I know about that crap. Hopefully that helps. I know it doesn't, but keep all your receipts, and keep track of shit in spreadsheets. Use Evernote to take pictures of things. If you can't keep track of your receipts, at least take pictures of your receipts. I don't know how that works with an accountant, so consult an accountant first. That's enough about that. I hope that helps. Oak Record Studio on Twitter. And here's some people from How to Run a Band on Facebook. Facebook.com/How to Run a Band. This is Cindy. Oh, well, Cindy Parr asked the thing that I'm going to spend the rest of this time bitching about. But for that, there's going to be I'll just read out the questions just from here. It's first, it's Cindy Parr. She asked, local band ticket pre-sales comes with the territory, or venues should just charge at the door? And my response to that is ticket pre-sales are usually pay-to-play scams. You should always prefer the door split evenly between the bands. I'll get into that more in a second. Frank Katner is my buddy in the band Thou Shall Kill. He's asking about getting the rights to record a cover song. So I'm going to go over that real quick. And then here is Luke Road. Hopefully I'm not butchering your name, Luke. Please let me know. He's talking about preparing to release a recording, press, and EPKs. I would, that's a whole episode itself, Luke. So I'm going to spend then another episode and talk about that question. Maybe in a couple of blog posts. Because that's a deeper game when you start trying to go for the press. That's a long-running game that you may or may not want to play. And electronic press kits, I've never made one because no one has ever asked for one for my band. So I just use my website as an electronic press kit. I heard most of the time electronic press kits are a waste of time and pretty damn ugly, and most people don't want them. So I think it depends on what you're trying to get with electronic press kits. Just sending them out to people is probably going to get ignored. I think having a good story, doing something interesting with your band, having something interesting to say with your band, being cool or funny or unique, and branding yourself, doing unique things on YouTube or doing cool things with your fans or getting a lot of people excited about your band, way more useful and helpful than electronic press kits. And probably not worth the money until someone actually says, hey, we need an electronic press kit from you. At which point I would ask, hey, I got a website. Doesn't that suffice? Because it's the exact same shit. I guess it depends on the industry you're in as well, because press kits are still used by certain places like, I think festivals or some other crap. And it's usually people ask for press kits because they are not in the music industry and that's all they know is press kits. We need them because they have outdated information from the 90s or the 80s, 70s, 60s, wherever they're from. They think that's how it's done, so they keep doing it. So press kits are the way of doing it, but I don't think most modern organizations look at electronic press kits. Neither do they like them. So, having your music on Spotify and having great videos on YouTube, probably a better bet than an electronic press kit. And anyway, I'll get back to Cindy's stuff. I'll go to Frank real quick because I got this stuff loaded up here. I'm going to talk about licensing your cover song, which apparently is a super freaking extremely and please keep in mind, I'm not an entertainment lawyer. So this is purely entertainment advice, not legal advice. But I do have a couple things I've found that you can do yourself, but you should also always check with a lawyer, someone real to do your things. But from what I'm seeing, it's really freaking easy to do this. So the first site, and I'm about to go through this with my own cover song. My band recovered, did a metal version of Baby Got Back. So it's hilarious. People love it. So I'm about to, actually, I went through and did this once, but I need to do it again because here's the mistake I made to help you out. Record the song first so you know the exact length of it, the time of it, because that's important. Because if your song, I think it goes over 5 minutes or over 6 minutes, one of the two, then it's a different pricing structure for licensing. So know exactly how many minutes and seconds your song is first. So if you're going to do it, record first, boom. All right, so the good news about a cover song is everybody's entitled. You can always cover a song. You can put it on your album. You can put it out to radio stations. You completely can do this. There's nothing preventing you from doing that other than getting the license. But otherwise, you don't need permission from anyone. You don't need the artist's permission to do this at all. You just need to get it licensed. You need to register with a licensing agency. And online, this is brain dead easy. And keep in mind, though, this is for audio only. I'll get into the sync licensing stuff in a second. But I'm not an expert on this stuff by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know a couple things you can do. So the easiest thing, I swear, it only takes like 5 to 10 minutes to do once you have your song in hand, is go to www.songclearance.com. Songclearance.com. That'll bring you to a site or to a tool called Limelight. I don't know why they don't have limelight.com, but they don't. It's called songclearance.com. Brings you to Limelight. Designed by musicians for musicians. And what you do is you pay a one-time $15 setup fee for your song, and then you pay the royalty fees. So what's cool about this, you get there, you find the song that you want, you specify how much you plan to sell initially. So I went for everything I did. I went for the 100 downloads, 100 CDs or something like that, or whatever. Put the least number in there first. And then I got it licensed right after that. What you do, you get that license, you put the least amount in there because you don't know how much you're going to sell of your song at first. So you just put the smallest numbers that you can in there. And then you go over, put it on the album, release it. And then you keep track of all the times that you sell this album, either at your shows, through CDBaby, or through your digital distribution, how many times it's been downloaded, and you just keep track of all this. Every time you go over the numbers for what you originally licensed the song for, you come back to songclearance.com, Limelight, and you just update that data. Every time you sell more, you just pay again. And the royalty fees are fairly minimal. It's, cents on the dollar. I mean, it's just really very easy, and it's not that much. Keep in mind, though, free still cost. So if you charge nothing and give something away of a cover song, you still need to pay the royalty. That's my understanding. Consult with an attorney. If you do get special exemption from the musician to use this as a promotional thing, that's different. But you need to get special permissions. You should probably have an attorney sign that crap. And otherwise, if you give stuff away for free, like to get people to sign up for your email list or something like that, you need to pay money for each free thing you give away. That's the unfortunate thing. As far as I understand it, there might be a loophole. That's why you get an entertainment attorney, because they're much smarter than me, drinking wine and trying to record 5 things at once on YouTube with a shitty haircut. And moving on. There's also a couple other ones. I think the Harry Fox Agency is another one, harryfox.com. And Harry Fox has a lot more flexibility in the ways you can license your music. That is sometimes you have say for hip hop artists, you have samples in your music. That's not the full song, but it's a section of a song. Harry Fox lets you get licenses for that stuff. Here's the unfortunate thing. If you do use samples and beats and all that other good shit, and you release it to for digital distribution through TuneCore or CDBaby or whoever else, your money from those songs can be withheld. If it's found that you're in violation of any of these copyrights. So I've seen this where people are like, "Oh, TuneCore is a scam" or something like that. But what the reality is that they had samples, or someone just said, "Hey, you are having a cover song in there, or it sounds too much like something else," and next thing you know, hey, you're not getting your payments because you need to resolve something with CDBaby and TuneCore, and probably not even them. It's probably like iTunes or somewhere else that's also getting this notice that, hey, you didn't pay, or you're using a stuff that you don't have a license for. I'll get into something else in a second, but Harry Fox agency has a lot more leniency for, or not leniency, but a lot more options for sampling. So I've never used Harry Fox agency. There's a band called Pomplamoose that uses it for their cover tunes, and they swear by it. So do what you do. Also, I see something at CDBaby.com. I love CDBaby.com. They also have an option to say, hey, if you're doing songs through them, you can also get licensings for cover songs. And guess what? They're using Limelight. So it looks like they have a service where they just do that extra step for you of signing stuff up at Limelight. And they handle it. They put it into, looks like they're still doing the $15 thing with the licensing fees, and it looks like they handle it. So it might be a simpler thing to just, if you just have a cover song and you're not doing the samples and stuff, to just go through the CDBaby way. If you're already doing CDBaby for your digital distribution, they have an option right there that integrates with their system, which could lead to less legal problems. TuneCore, I don't know. TuneCore might have something, I haven't looked. So sorry, TuneCore. I'm not against TuneCore. It's just I'm a little bit more pro CDBaby because of you don't have yearly charges. So that's what I go through, just because my band doesn't make enough. Like I'm still at the beginnings with my band, so we're not making enough money to cover like the TuneCore or Reverb Nation yearly fees. So for digital distribution, I use something that doesn't charge me fees but charges percentage rates. If I was making a shit ton of sales on my digital distribution, then I wouldn't use CDBaby. I'd use TuneCore, because it's once you cross that $50 mark, then all of it's profit. So depends on what you do, but CDBaby is the way I go for a beginning band. And it looks like they have it all right there for licensing the song. So Frank, hopefully that answers your question for cover songs, is that no one could prevent you from covering a song. No artist can say you can't cover a song. That's not allowed. If you're listening to this overseas, there might be different rules, but in America, you can cover a song. It's just built into our copyright system. The artist might be pissed at you, whatever, fuck them. However, you do need to get the royalty things. But all right, here's where shit gets all fucked up when you're using it in a song or video. So if you do a cover song and then you make a video for it, now you crossed over into the really tricky area of sync licensing. Sync licensing, you need to get permission from the publisher or musician, or if the musician is the publisher, you have to get that. So, for instance, Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back, which I'm doing, I found out, I think it's a Warner Brothers group, which has publishing rights to this. However, it gets even trickier because I think Sir Mix-a-Lot also has different versions of Baby Got Back, and he has his own publishing rights for that as well, which I think he had to use to get his stuff into video games because he didn't want to go through Warner Brothers. So he has a different, so it's sticky, it's weird. Getting a sync license can be extremely fucking expensive. So it can cost, because usually sync licensing is when you get a top hit like movie like Amazing Spider-Man, or your song is in like, I don't know, just name a big ass movie. I don't know why I'm blanking. I can't think of a big ass movie because I haven't seen one in a few months. But yeah, just name a big ass movie, that awesome song in it. Usually it's in the thousands of dollars that they want money for. I mean, once the artists get into that sync licensing gig, they can make a shit ton of money. But usually for YouTube, no one sues you. It's only if you do a really shitty job on the song, they might sue you or ask to be taken down. But I think YouTube has been going out and getting licenses and finding out that there's cover songs going on and giving money back to the artists or to the publishers for that sync licensing right. So there's a lot of gray, funky area. Also, apparently, you can contact publishers and see if they'll do like a promotional thing, grant you permission to make a video and be promotional. So that means, hey, you're just promoting it. You're giving all credit to the original artist, and make sure there's a link to the original video. All your stuff gives complete and total credit whenever you make it in a video to the original artist and to the publishing group. And that way, I don't know, it could just be a promotional thing. So when people watch that shit on YouTube, they can see the original artist stuff over there. It just ends up being more advertisement for the song you're covering, which some people consider good. So, but yeah, sync licensing is his own bitch. Entertainment lawyer. Let them figure it out for you. Get permissions if you can. If you can't, it's your own risk putting it up on YouTube. Bad things could happen. Let's see here. Usually they don't happen, but they could happen. That's about all I know about licensing. So hopefully that helps out there, Frank. Okay. Now, let's go through the thing that pisses me off, and that would be pay to play, the pre-sale tickets. And Cindy Parr is talking about here in Baltimore, you can hardly get booked if your band doesn't do pre-sales. Most venues here require it. Apparently also require it in LA. It's a tough thing to talk about. Usually that shit is just pay to play scam crap. Every person that is running these things will tell you, oh, that's the only way to ensure that you're getting fans out and you're promoting. It's bullshit. Because they also get really squirrely when you ask them the question. I'm like, well, what about people that come in through the front door that didn't buy the pre-sale ticket, that are still coming to see my band, or just here to see all the bands? How do I get paid from that? They will avoid that question like the plague. Because you know why? They're pocketing that fucking money. It's not going to the bands. These places are a scam. It's pre-sale tickets are pay to play, because if you don't hand over the money for those fucking tickets, they're not going to let you play, or they're going to give you the shittiest slot they can, or they'll never talk to you again, or whatever crap they pull, because it's just scam. They're scam artists, and usually these are bigger venues. So what I'm guessing is that you're trying to get into the 400 plus capacity venues. And most likely you're dealing with horrible companies like Gorilla, Afton, and Emergenza, and was it Bard? I forgot the name of it. Bodoogle or whatever it's called. You're probably going through one of those stupid companies, and yeah, what they're doing is they're overcharging for tickets. They're having a promoter that's sitting in a different state than you, trying to put on the show. They don't care about the quality of the bands. They're just shoving a shit ton of bands onto this venue. Half the bands don't even match each other in genres or styles. So you have a shitty show because no one actually cares about the quality of show. They're trying to shove as many bands on there. They're trying to sell 30 to 40 tickets to their parents and friends, and just trying to capitalize on just people's first few shows as much as possible, and only giving you like $2 out of a $8 to $10 ticket. That's all you can keep, even though you're doing all the fucking work promoting the goddamn show, yet they're keeping all the goddamn money, basically. Because usually what the bands do is they say, okay, the ticket costs $8. I get $2 for each ticket I sell. So that means I can sell this ticket now for $6 instead of $8. So I can get people in through the door because nobody wants to buy a ticket for my shitty band at $8, especially to a shitty show of a whole bunch of shitty bands that nobody's heard of. They're shitty shows. Nobody goes there. When you see people in there, it's just the other bands. So you get like 10 other bands on these fucking bills. And it looks like it's crowded, but there's just other bands waiting to play. That's it. And it's their band's friends, family, and girlfriends and boyfriends. And they leave right after the band they're there to see plays. They leave. They're gone. You're not building fans. You're just paying people. It's better for you to rent out a venue yourself, get with bands that you want to play with that kick ass, and put on a better fucking show. Because no one wants to come see a shitty show with 10 million shitty bands. It just sucks. Nobody wants to pay over $5 to see your shitty band. They don't. It's much better. Just play in your goddamn backyard. You'll have a better time, make more money, make more fans, and have a good time than playing these fucking... There's also a misunderstanding that bands, you need to, when you first start out, that you want to play these giant venues. The 400-person capacity venue with the giant sound system, big PA, all the lights going on, that sounds like the place you want to play. And you get the stars in your eyes because you think that's what you're supposed to do as a band. Play those big-ass fucking gigs at the giant stage, That's how you do it. Wrong. That's not how you fucking do it. You play the smallest place you can play possible. The shittiest sound system, if there's a sound system. Those are the places you play. You learn how to play and get people fucking in those little small places. You pack those small places and sell the small places out. You build the core audience right there. You get people there that are there to see the music, that are interested in your band, and you get that core group of people that are into you. And you start building on that core group of people. And then once you sell out these smaller places, go to the slightly larger places. And guess what? Pretty soon, these fucking venues that wanted you to do the pre-sale tickets are going to be begging you to be on their fucking bill because you have 200 people showing up to your shows. That's the way it works. If you can get 100 to 200 people to show up to your shows, these people, you can tell them to shove the pre-sale tickets straight up their ass, and you better negotiate a deal for getting paid. Unless you're, going to be like opening for a major act and get you even more fans, and then, it's something you gotta, weigh. But usually the pre-sale tickets, you can tell them to shove it straight up their ass once you can build your own audience. It's about leverage. It's crap. This stuff is called pay to play. There's a great website. I'm going to show you it right now. It's called neverpaytoplay.com. And this covers all the pay to play scams, like the pre-sale tickets. It gives you all the fucking reasons that these pre-sale tickets suck. It's going to tell you how Guerrilla Productions fucking sued my friend's band, and how my friend's band won the lawsuit against them because Guerrilla was full of it and they tried litigation over to cover up the truth. You got Battle of the Bands. You got festival showcases and tours. You got all these ways that people are trying to strip you of your money. And I get criticized because sometimes I say, watch promoters, but because promoters will also rip you off as well. You got to watch them. And promoters are the ones that usually get pissed off when I say that. It's like, oh, we work so hard, we do all this stuff. And it's true. Yeah, legitimate promoters do a great job. You want to work with a legitimate promoter. Guess what? Most promoters are not legitimate, and they're not people you want to work with. Just like anyone can pick up a guitar and become a musician and start a band, anyone can just say, I'm a promoter, and just start promoting shows. Doesn't mean they're legit. Doesn't mean they're good people. It doesn't mean they know how to promote. There's no certification program. There's no vetting process. Any jerk off who just says they're a promoter is a promoter. That's it. There's no qualification. So you got to be careful of that. Same places, productions. You see some official sounding name like Productions, like Guerrilla Productions or Emergenza, Apton, these big official sounding names. You know what? Anyone can do that. You can do it right now. I can do it right now. Let's see. I am Sethalicious Productions. And I'm going to do stupid shit for your band. They have to pay money for it in order to be on our great, wonderful Battle of the Bands thing where you can get in front of major players in the industry. Usually that stuff's a scam. You're not going to get signed. Usually the prizes are fixed. Not worth it. If you're going to do that shit, do it for fun, realizing that, you know, you're not going to gain anything from it. Pre-sale tickets, you're not really going to gain a lot from those shows. So I guess the thing, Cindy, that you're talking about is that all these venues require it. You know what? You're in Baltimore. Get the fuck out of Baltimore. That's it. You can drive an hour and be in a different state. Go to that state, go to those cities that don't require it. Build your fan base there. Rent a venue. Do it yourself. Go to a smaller venue. Go small. You can circumvent that. If you want those major venues and you think that's the only way to build a fan base, you're mistaken. That's not the only way to build a fan base. Do it yourself. It requires more work on your own, but get with like-minded bands that are good, bands that, you know, match your personality, match your vibe, that match your genre, possibly. I mean, sometimes you can mix and match if it fits the vibe and it gets a lot of people coming out to if it gets the fans going. The thing is, the shows that you should really be concentrating on is not the pre-sale tickets, it's what makes your fans happy. So concentrate on that. Can you make a show that makes your fans happy? Do these pre-sale shows do that? And I can tell you, 99% likelihood these shows don't do that. So make your fans happy first before you consider these pre-sale bullshit shows. And, you know, and more musicians, it's usually sucker musicians that get sucked into this crap. It's usually beginner musicians that are naive and don't know better. It's when you don't have any leverage whatsoever because you're just desperate to play shows. Don't be fucking desperate. Unite together. Have some dignity. Don't fucking give them that. Fucking tell them this. Fucking shove that shit straight up their ass. I'm going to keep saying that. Shove those pre-sale tickets straight up their ass. Now, the only time you want to do pre-sales is when you control it. If it's the gimmick on your part to get people out to the show, fucking do that. That's fun. You know, sell tickets on your own. I think Topspin provides a way of doing that. You can do it on your website and just take pre-sale tickets through PayPal or whatever. That's fun stuff. That's a good gimmicky thing. It's like, oh, hey, get a free beer if you come in here and you do the prepay, we'll buy your beer, all this other crap. You do a whole bunch of cool gimmicks like that. Pre-sale, when it's your own thing, that's entirely different. Pre-sale, when it's these fucking organizations that are doing none of the work promoting your shit, so I can guarantee you can go to these fucking venues and you won't even see your band's name promoted. These promoters that do this pay-to-play crap don't even promote you. They don't promote the show. They're expecting you to do all the work, yet give them most of the money. For what? To play a big stage with a really horrible lights from a sound guy that doesn't give a fuck about your band? That's the reality of the situation. Leave Baltimore. Fuck Baltimore if they're not going to give you chances, if they don't care about their own music scene that much. I think people that are into, like, the LA scene, it's like, fuck it. Go down to San Diego. There's some cool-ass motherfuckers down there. There's the Doll Hut in Anaheim outside of LA. Great people, great place to play. You know, there's always alternatives. Throw your own show, man. Seriously, throw your own show. Don't let anyone else tell you what to do. Don't be beholden to venues. It's a myth that people want to go to see venues. Sometimes people just want to go to a barbecue. They'd rather go to a house party than fucking go to some of these venues. They want to pay overpriced amounts of money for drinks and then paying an overpriced ticket to see one band that, you know, just a little bit more, they can see a major touring band that they really do want to see at a place they really want to go to. You know, that's not how fans work. Do it for your fans, man. Start some shit on the ground level, man. Get underground, man. In the LA area, I know there's a lot of underground shit going on. That is not pay to play. Baltimore, dude, it's fucking Baltimore, man. You guys got a fucking rock and punk scene, man. There's a whole underground movement in Baltimore. I know it. I don't even have to go there to know it. I know some of the bands out of Baltimore. There is an underground scene there. Find that scene. Dig down deeper, man. Start talking to some of these other bands. Unite with other bands. Unite with your fans. Even if your fans are only 2 people. Find out where those 2 people want to go and ask them to bring their friends and go entertain those 4 people. And just keep doubling that up. You don't need those giant venues if it's only 4 or 5 people that you're entertaining, But pretty soon that 4 or 5 people are going to turn into 20 people. When you got 20 people, you can start playing these smaller clubs, and that only have like 100-person capacity. 20 people is a good number for a beginning band. At a 100-person capacity venue, 20 people is impressive. And then you can start moving it up from there, 1 person at a time. Keep getting 1 more human being at your show each time. And then you have leverage. When you start bringing in 50 people to a 100-person capacity club, then you're taken seriously. That club wants to have you back and will let you negotiate your price at the door, They're going to want you there. They probably won't even let the other bands know that you're getting paid more because they know you're bringing in the 50 to 60 people. Next thing you know, you're selling the place out. If you're selling out a club, doesn't matter how small it is, they'll let you dictate your price. If it's a bar, they're making a shit ton of liquor sales because you just pack the place. So it's all about leverage. Don't look at these giant places and thinking that's how you make it as a band. That's not it. You make it as a band by entertaining your fans, and just it doesn't take that many people. It takes a few hundred people to support your band, support you. Those are the few hundred people get that core support, and from there you can get a lot. I think that's like the big thing. It's like once you get like 100 to 200 people loving your band, that's enough to start a movement right there. That'll open up a shit ton of doors for your band if you can get 100 to 200 people loving you and showing up to all your shows. So that should be really your first goal, not wasting your fucking money on these pre-sales things that don't get you fans. So that's the big thing. They don't get you fans. That's the end of my rant. And I know all the Guerrilla people and all those other Emergenza, Afton, all those other people are going to cuss me out for this episode. Fuck it. Bring it on. Because it's shitty. They're shitty shows. I've played them before. They suck. They suck. And that's all I got. I'm Chris Seth Jackson from howtorunaband.com. Go over to my site. I got a free ebook called Get More Fans to Your Shows. So you go to my site, howtorunaband.com. And on the side, there's a little email sign-up form. Get yourself a free ebook. Do it. And thank you for everyone who's been leaving the comments on YouTube, iTunes, and even my Facebook, How to Run a Band, or Twitter, How to Run a Band. Love hearing it. Love talking to you guys. It's all about you. Just like fans of your band, you guys are my fans. I need you. I love you. I love talking to you. So, send me a message. If there's anything you want me to talk about, leave a comment anywhere or contact me at seth@howtorunaband.com. Rightio. If I can get out there at rock and don't tell those people fuck off if they want you to pay to play. Just tell them right the fuck up. All right, take care. Bye.
We want to hear from you. If you have a question that you want us to answer on the show, give us a call at 765-507-9474. Again, that's 765-507-9474. We can make a whole show out of your question. To learn more about us, visit Blasco at bloganddestroy.net and visit me, Seth, at howtorunaband.com. And remember to work hard and rock harder.